So here we are with part 3 of the offseason, and some offseason decor, as I like to say. But we start off with hiring Kevin Patullo as our offensive coordinator, a.k.a. Jalen Hitman Hurts. Everybody knows this is Jalen Hurts. This is a Jalen Hurts system, and I want to see what Kevin Patullo can bring to the table. I think he's going to do well, personally. He's been here all the years. He's been here for the ups and the downs and the turnarounds, and I think he might be able to add his wrinkles to make this thing really take off, But after Kellen Moore went to the Saints, we hired Kevin Patullo, and I think he's going to do well. Then we get news, ML Football, they tweet, news Saquon Barkley wants to be remembered for his time with the Eagles. Quote, I'm happy to be an Eagle. I look at it as Marshall Faulk, one of my favorite running backs, one of mine too. Shout out to Marshall Faulk. He played for the Colts, but he's remembered as a Ram. So now I'm trying to be remembered as an Eagle. Oh. Listen, he might go back. 2K say might go back-to-back 2,000 yards. Yeah. He might go back-to-back 2K. And he's like, you guys have to understand that his body feels well. He doesn't even look at those years that he played with that team, that intramural team that will remain nameless. All right. He doesn't even look at that as real football. Like his career started with us. Shout out to 2K Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. They squabbling out there now. Yeah.
That's right. John Clark tweets, Jalen Hurts was honored tonight in Philly as the Philadelphia Citizen of the Year. Jalen has donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to Philadelphia schools, donating air conditioning units so they don't have to shut down schools on extremely hot days. Jalen is being honored for ... That's where the tweet ends. But look, I didn't even know about this until I started doing the research of what happened this year, like the offseason moves. And shout out just the second piece of hardware, I guess the third piece of hardware behind the Lombardi and then the Super Bowl MVP, then he gets the Philadelphia Citizen of the Year award. Shout out to Jalen Hitman Hurts.
The excellence of execution.
Yeah, there he goes, shaking hands, kissing babies, doing what he does. And then here we go. Everything is in chronological order, by the way, so don't break yourself trying to look this up, and I got you. But look, NFL tweets, breaking. Eagles sign running back Saquon Barkley to 2-year extension worth $41.2 million with $36 million guaranteed. He is now the highest paid running back in NFL history. That's right, and he deserves it. Now, this was not shocking to me because there was a video of Jeffrey Lurie going up to Saquon after the Super Bowl and telling him that he embodies everything that he wants in a person. So I wasn't shocked by it.
Unbelievable. You led the way, but you're so the epitome of everything I believe in. Everything.
And then more news came out. Oh my goodness. This week was lit. I'm not going to lie to you. Eagles linebacker Zach Bond agrees to 3-year, $51 million contract with $34 million guaranteed. Yes. This is one that we needed. We needed to keep him out of all the free agents and people that we were looking to sign. This is the one because he had an all-pro season. He was the best linebacker in the league. I think he should have won the Defensive Player of the Year award, but nobody really knew his name. He came out of nowhere, but look at the numbers. First team All-Pro, 151 tackles, 69 stops, which led the NFL, 3.5 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, a Super Bowl champion. Also, he got the interception in the Super Bowl. So shout out to the bald eagle, Zach Bond. That's right. Absolute no-brainer, bringing him back. Such a cool story. All right. So Warren Sharp, he tweets, "This is wild. The Bengals and Eagles both signed their quarterback ones to extensions in 2023. Since one Bengal was re-signed to a contract over $40 million, Logan Wilson, and 8 Eagles were re-signed to contracts over $40 million. AJ Landon Dickerson, Lane Johnson, Smitty, Jordan Mailata, Zach Bond, Darius Slay, and Saquon Barkley." Listen, we seen that the Bengals, they do shady business. They said that they're not paying nobody not named Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, or Jamar Chase. So it is what it is. I hope their downfall is continuous. And this is a anti-Joe Burrow channel, all right? I'm not gonna hold you. It is what it is. He keeps getting put on these lists. He can't even make the playoffs. I can't understand it. And he's played with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase all these years. All right? I'm going to give them, they're the best duo in the league. They're the best wide receiver duo because I don't want any excuses when he doesn't make the playoffs for a third time. All right? Let's give them that. AJ and Smitty, they could be number 2, even though we know what the real is. But I'm giving the Bengals duo number 1 because I'm staying on Joe Burrow's neck.
I want winners.
Moving on. All right, so Adam Scheffler, he tweets, "The Eagles defense has now lost Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, Isaiah Rodgers, Darius Slay, James Bradbury, and CJ GJ." This is where everybody was losing their mind and starting to doubt Howie Roseman. I mean, this is Howie's season. I thought, we swore that he was the best GM in all of sports. But then as soon as we trade CJ GJ, now it's, oh my God, the beer can, is fucking up his train of mind. Nah, man, stop.
Fuck that!
All right, chill out. How he got this? Anyway, let's continue. Yeah, goodbye to all those guys, and shout out to all those dudes for just being available all season. For the most part, Darius, he played out of his body. Milton Williams, I think he's going to do well, yo. He's going to do well. Clint Hurt, he gave him the tools to succeed. I think he's going to do well. Isaiah Rodgers, he's just a dog. Josh Sweat, he is what he is, but he's over there with the Cardinals with that bum head coach. He'll be fine. And CJ GJ, he's going to play how he plays. So everybody will be fine. I think Slay might fall off a cliff, though, because he's been off injured. I think he just gave it all that he could last year, which I appreciate to the high heavens. So it is what it is. Next. And then Howie starts making moves. You see that we signed Ben Van Summerum to a 1-year contract. He's a fullback / linebacker, but I think we have plans for him. Before he went down, we were cooking in the run game. And I think bringing him back, I think it was a good move. I like it. This is why I think Saquon, he'll at least go for 1,600 to 1,700 more yards. All right, he's going to have the best season after a 2,000 yard. He might not get the 2,000 yards, but he has a chance to. But I think he'll get around 1,600 to 1,700 yards, and Ben Van Sumeren will be a part of why he does that. Shout out to Big Ben. We signed AJ Dillon. Now he's they call him the quad squad or whatever. So yeah, hopefully he can stay healthy. He can provide some relief. We're gonna miss Kenny Gainwell because he caught a lot of passes, kept drives alive. even gave us a spark whenever the offense seemed kind of lackluster. So Kenny G, we gonna miss you. But AJ Dillon, hopefully he makes the team, and if he makes the team, then hopefully he can provide he can spell AJ or Saquon Barkley whenever he needs a breather. Then we start cooking. The team signed Joshua Uche to a 1-year deal. All right, so now we're boosting up our edge rushers. All right, so we get Joshua Uche. Let's see what he got in the tank. And then you see that we signed Azeez Ojulari. Now, this is the one I'm excited about, all right? He is going to provide a spark. He played for the Giants. Now he gets to play for a winner, prove himself, and then go get paid somewhere else. That's you want to get paid, you come to the Eagles, all right? You want a job, you want a head coaching job because you were over there with Dallas for so long, and they've been giving you false promises, right? Shout out to 3L Dub. You come over here, you want a coaching job, you come over here, you're going to get a coaching job somewhere else. You want to get paid, you come over here, you play your heart out for 1 year, you're going to get paid somewhere else, all right? If you don't get paid here. Shout out to the Eagles organization. Then you see it, Adoree Jackson, Azeez Ojulari, putting pen to paper, making things official. Man, I love my team, yo. I love my team. And then you see it, paving the lane for another year. We've agreed to terms to Lane Johnson for a 1-year contract extension through 2027. Shout out to the greatest left tackle the Eagles has ever provided in the organization. Shout out to Lane Johnson. That's right, making things official. And then this one, I love this, man. Billy Penn says, longtime Eagle Brandon Graham announced his retirement from the NFL on Tuesday. Before giving his speech, Graham marked his departure by hanging up his game-worn cleats from Super Bowl 59 on the Rocky statue outside of the Philadelphia Art or Museum of Art. Man, just this image alone, this is going to be ingrained into my mind, just like him giving the speech, down Broad Street. And you see it, man. We send out our legend. This is one of the things we can brag about. Not only did we knock off the three-peat, but we send out one of our legends with 2 Super Bowl titles, right? There's only a handful of greats that go out on top with multiple championships with the team that drafted him. John Elway, he goes back-to-back in 97 and 98. Then Ray Lewis, he wins one in 2000 and then wins one in 2012 with that Ravens team, right? And then Brandon Graham, he wins one in 2017, and then we send him out in 2024 with 2 chips. That's an exclusive group. And you see it. 2-time Super Bowl champion. That's how it started in 2010, and this is how it ended in 2025, and we see the career. 2-time Super Bowl champion, an All-Pro, a Pro Bowler, multi-time team captain, 76.5 career sacks, 3rd in team history. Longest tenured player in team history, 15 seasons, and he should have won Comeback Player of the Year when he came back off that Achilles injury and he put up double-digit sacks. He was robbed. Fuck that! We know it, but you know what? We're giving props to B.G. Brandon Graham. Let's continue. So we had a rule change, and NFL means they come out and they say the NFL has changed the rules for Josh Allen every year. Josh Allen doesn't get the ball in overtime. NFL changes the playoff overtime rules so both teams get to possess the ball. Yeah. And this year, Josh Allen gets ruled short on a 4th down and doesn't get the first. And then the NFL changes the first down measurement method. What is this?
Crazy work.
Man, and you know what? This Mickey Mouse trophy is just so he can have some hardware, something to hang his hat on. Josh Allen has been a head case. He's been a head case. You know, he didn't see the blitz coming when Spags sent the blitz. But that's one of the things Jalen Hitman Hurts has over him. Jalen Hitman Hurts, he is playing the game from the neck up now. All right? He's with the likes. He's making calls at the line. Elite level type stuff. You know? He's making calls at the line like he's Peyton Manning. Like he's Tom Brady. Now it's Jalen Hitman Hurts.
The excellence of execution.
That's right. Speaking of the man, you know, he's just moving and shaking, an icon and on the Time list 100 most influential people of 2005. Listen, my guy gets it. My guy gets it. You know why? Because you see him on the field. Just, he's so cool, man. He dripped out. Look, if he's rocking the visor, right? If he rocked the dark visor, he would look like a creative player, yo. He look like a creative player, but he rocks a visor, cool as shit. Then he rocks, you know, he's rocking the QB little play calling thing, right? Then he got the towel on the side, right? And then he's rocking J's. He's rocking J's. He's rocking the Space Jam, the different color space, either black and white joints or the Kelly Green joints, right? And then sometimes when he want to switch it up, he goes to the ones. Just killing them on the field.
Oh, you mad because I'm styling on you.
And then you see other guys, they try to jock his style. Like Travis Kelce, he try to come out in the Space Jams. It ain't working, bro. It ain't working, I promise you.
You play.
Hold up. Hold up.
To all the non-believers.
Hold up.
Can't do it.
Nah, he can't do it. Travis Kelce trying to do it like Jalen. It ain't working. Dak Prescott, he trying to rock the Space Jams, the blue joints. It ain't working, man. You can't jock my guy's style.
Can't do it.
Nah, bro. Nah. And then off the field, when it comes to post-game press conferences, ain't nobody better. You know, come in iced out. You gotta put a fur jacket on when you talking to Jalen Hurts. You might freeze up. Now we're moving on to Cam Jurgens. We agreed to a 4-year contract extension with Cam Jurgens through 2029. Everybody was worried about him taking over for Jason Kelce, but I wasn't worried about it. One, because he played the year before on the offensive line in the left guard position. And then two, Jason Kelce handpicked this man. All right. He helped Howie out. He handpicked this man, saw a little bit of himself inside Cam Jurgens, and he's played well. And he played through that back end injury in the Super Bowl. So shout out to Cam Jurgens. Jalen Hurts graces the cover of Men's Health magazine. Look, man, he's doing it all. He's doing it. He's showing you, yo, this is how I show you how to do this, son. Right? Just everywhere, just popping up everywhere. Just your quarterback could never. Your quarterback could never. That's all I'm going to say. And then you see this, Jalen Hurts announced in just a released exclusive with Men's Health that he's officially a married man. By the time this interview publishes, you can call her my wife. Congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Hurts. He just dropped that little quote in Men's Health magazine, you know, just letting you know I'm over here, I'm over there. I tied the knot to my girl, you know. Congratulations to those two. And then Howie's season starts, the draft happens, and then you see it with our first pick. Hold up, before you even get to our first pick, they wasn't even picking up the phone for Howie Roseman.
Yeah, crazy work.
They wasn't picking up the phone for Howie Roseman. My GM was trying to move up. They know it's Howie season. You know? They know it's Howie season. So with our first pick, we get Maximum Carnage, Jahad Campbell.
The richer just got rich.
The richer just got rich. That's right. It's going to be straight chaos when he gets on the field next to the bald eagle, Zach Bond. With our second pick, Andrew Makuba. Yes, we got rid of CJGJ and we got Andrew Makuba. It's about to be crazy. Look, we're going to have the number one defense, I promise you. If not number one, top three. Period, point blank. Then we got Ty Robinson, right? Third pick, Mac McWilliams. Fourth pick, Smile Munden Jr. Oh, we want a Georgia Bulldog? Of course. We going with Smile Munden. Drew McKendall. You know, offensive line help. Kyle McCord. I don't know much about him, but if Howie picked him, he must be cold, yo. He must be cold. Then we got Miles Hinton, Cam Williams, and then the steal of the draft might be Antoine Powell-Ryland. Oh, my God. Howie did it again.
Who put this thing together? Me. That's who.
That's right. There he goes. Bama boy becomes a bird. Maximum Carnage. Jahad Campbell.
Hey, you got Jahad Campbell.
Wild Spicy says Navarro Bowman and Patrick Willis being mentioned in the same breath as Eagles linebackers. Never thought I'd see the day. We here, bro. I agree. Then the Eagles being a class organization, we accept the invite to the White House, and you know, we just showed up, showed our face. It's been the offseason of the Eagles, so we might as well just put this on the offseason resume, you know, little offseason decor. So it is what it is. Then you see, you know, the picture that was floating around everywhere. Saquon said, "Now get out of my mentions with all this politics and have an amazing day." You know, I heard somebody call him Slavequan. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. Crazy work.
Yeah, bro. You know, don't talk about my running back like that. That's crazy, yo. Moving on. Now you see the Philadelphia Eagles. They posted congratulations to 1K Always Open, a.k.a. AJ Brown, and his fiance Kelsey on their engagement. Look at this. That's what I'm talking about. You know, we win the Super Bowl. Now AJ's like, you know what? Here's a rock, babe. I got my ring. Here's yours. Look at it. Black excellence. That's what I'm talking about. This is a healthy family right here. This is a good-looking family right here. Congratulations to AJ Brown and his fiance Kelsey. Then you got Jalen Hitman Hurts. You know, he's popping up at the Met Gala, right, with his girl, Bree Burrows. You know, and look at this picture. All right, look at it. If your girl does not look at you the way Bree Burrows is looking at Jalen Hurts, get rid of her. Get rid of her. Look at, she is looking at him like he is God in the flesh. You know? That's what I'm talking about. You know, and look at this. First of all, he's not there. He's just there trying to pop out, show his face. You know, he was there. He was hitting this place and that place, collecting trophies and all this hardware and all these accolades. He just had to pop up at the Met Gala. You know, he's not there trying to you know, do the weird Hollywood shit. You know, he's not there trying to eat on babies and drink blood and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Eyes, brother. Eyes.
Yeah, and none of that. He's just doing a little pop out, you know, show his face. do a little Irish exit, and then he's out. But look at Bree Burrows, just personifies class, elegance, dignity, respect, any adjective that you can come up with, that's what she personifies. So just shout out to Jalen and Bree Burrows for representing well. Black excellence. Saquon Barkley, 2K say, he pops out. He's looking very clean, very dapper. A lot of people was hating on his outfit. I don't know why. He looks good, man. He looks good. I couldn't pull off those pants, but he did. So, shout out to Saquon. I'm just glad he didn't pop out with those Daisy Dukes, that he did a couple years ago. But he seems to be a regular at the Met Gala. So shout out to Saquon for representing well. He looks good. Very clean. Moving on. And then our coach, we agreed to a multi-year extension with Nick Sirianni. You see here, Jeffrey Lurie, he's just like, you know what? Everybody, everything's just going right. Let me just give my head coach some love. You see here, he says Nick has embodied everything we're looking for in a head coach since we hired him 4 years ago. His authentic style of leadership, football intelligence, passion for the game, and growth mindset has helped bring out the best in our team. I'm excited for what the future holds for the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes. Nasty Nick is the head of this organization.
I know what the fuck I'm doing.
He knows what he's doing.
I know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yes. Moving on. You see it here, the Athletic Post. Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie spent the better part of an hour making a final impression of the NFL owners before they voted on the future tush push. As he attempted to make his point, he was emotional, passionate, and at one point crude. He told the other owners the fact that his team came up with a play so unstoppable that the rest of the league had no other choice than to ban it. It was like a wet dream for a teenage boy. Oh. Hit him with that. Yeah. Shout out to, you know what? Jeff might get a button, yo. Jeff might get a button just for dragging his nuts all over the rest of the other league owners at the owners meeting. And you know what? This is why we're going to repeat, all right? Because our team is so competitive. Our players, they're going to appreciate that he went to bat for him off the field, all right? It's easy to pay a man, but he went to bat for him for what they do every single Sunday, right? And they're going to appreciate that. They're going to appreciate that, and they're going to reward this man with another championship. Shout out to Jeff. Jeff might get a button. And then as soon as the news broke, the Philadelphia Eagles social media team, they dropped this. Push on. Push on. Tush push on your ass. Listen, when we play the Packers, all right? When we play the Packers, we're running it 20 times, all right? Jalen Hurts might score 5 touchdowns off of the tush push in just that game. But I want to give a special shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles social media team for being just on top of everything this offseason. All right. They were on point with this. And, then they dropped that post on Twitter, and then they dropped this on YouTube, a 26-minute video of just the tush push.
Yeah. Crazy work.
Yes. I love it. Shout out to the social media team for being on point. The crying Karens, they're just not a good look. And plus, they used it. I don't know what they're thinking, but who cares? Who cares? They're going to get belt to ass when we see them. Adav Kleiman, he posts, insane Eagle star wide receiver AJ Brown pulled up to the most dangerous gym in America. Brown is taking his training to the next level this offseason. Basically, he gets it in wherever he goes. Swole Batman. Yes, he will have a big season this year. I thought it was going to be last year, but it will be this year. I just see, listen, man, the league's in trouble. The league's in trouble, okay? The league's in trouble. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, man, I love football. You know, I was itching to get back, you know, and I wanted to, you know, be around the guys. You know, if I could help somebody with something, you know, I'd do that.
And then the news comes out. Saquon Barkley hurdle makes the cover of Madden 26. Of course it did. Of course. It's the greatest running play you've ever seen in your life. You'll never see it again unless somebody gets put on their nugget, just like we did to Dak Prescott in that game that we flipped him on his head, you know? Yeah. But shout out to 2K Save for being on the cover of Madden. You know, I still can't believe y'all let us get Saquon.
Yeah! They squabbling out there now. Yeah!
That's right. Moving on. More hardware for Jalen Hitman Hurts. Congrats to Jalen Hurts. He wins the Sportsman of the Year at the 2025 BET Awards. You know, it's just more. We just more. You know, shout out to Jalen Hitman Hurts. You know what he is.
The excellence of execution.
He's the best there is, the best there was, and the best that ever will be. Let's move on. John Clark posts. Eagles coach Nick Sirianni says every player is here today for mandatory mini camp practice. Nick says he has spoken with a lot of people this offseason on how to sustain success coming off the Super Bowl win. Oh my goodness. Now, before this news dropped, I made a video a week before saying how high the morale of this team was. And then to have this come out, you know, I'm just happy to see it. That's number one. You know, I'm happy to see that everybody's head is in the right headspace and focus on getting another chip. And some of the players that don't have a chip, they want one too. Okay? We don't have disgruntled players. Everybody is on one accord, you know? So shout out to Nick to having this thing in control and in command. Shout out to Nick. And then Jeffrey Lurie, after Adam Scheffler posts, Jeffrey Lurie is donating $50 million gift to open the Lurie Autism Institute in partnership with the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and Penn Medicine. All right. Lurie announced the launch of the Lurie Autism Institute this morning. This is the first of its kind in the institute. So shout out to Jeff, man. Yeah. Listen, when you're blessed and you're getting stuff and your cup overfloweth, you want to pour some of that cup into somebody else's cup and help out others, you know? And that's all Jeff is doing. He's just sharing the wealth. And Jeff might get a button. I need to find a nice sound clip, but Jeff might get a button, all right? I'm serious. Shout out to Jeff. And then we get news out of OTAs saying powerful. Eagles superstar Jalen Hitman Hurts said he reached out to Michael Jordan, the GOAT, and Derek Jeter over the offseason to get advice on what it takes to go back-to-back. Hurts wants to enter the GOAT conversation. Oh, my gosh. Listen, we are in good hands. We're in good hands. Jalen Hurts, he's not satisfied. And who do you know? What other quarterback do you know has Michael Jordan and Derek Jeter on the two-way. On the two-way pager. You know Mike still carries the two-way, you know? He old school like that. And Derek Jeter, he kept his two-way just to keep in touch with Mike. That's how he communicates. So, you know, not everybody got access to the greatness mindset that separates the few from the many. You know, shout out to my quarterback. I love my quarterback. I love my organization, Jalen Hitman Hurts.
The excellence of execution.
That's right. Moving on. Fly Eagles Fly Bets. They post. Nick Sirianni is known for his catchphrases. His team loves to repeat such as last year's, "You can't be great without the greatness of others." Listen, I was using that in my real life, you know, in the life of my own. Just, you can't be great without the greatness of others. That's a bar right there. That's a bar. Continuing on, looks like the 2025 Eagles' new slogan will be, "The celebration is over, preparation is here. The road to repeat has already begun." Listen, I like that quote, but I think that one is just to get us through the summer, right? That one's just to get us through the summer. We're going to get another one. I believe we're going to get another one that'll carry us throughout the season. But I think this one is good for mini camp and you know, training camp and all that stuff. So we'll see. And then he drops another bar. Treat praise like perfume. Sniff it. Don't drink it. It's poison. He has bars for days, ladies and gentlemen. They underestimate this man, but he's always on point and he knows the pulse of this team. And he's used this one before. This one isn't new, but it sticks and it's relevant and prevalent. So shout out to Nasty Nick.
I know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yes, you do. But yeah, man, that's all I got for part 3. We gonna move on to part 4, and we just gonna tie this all up in a nice little bow. The wrap up, man. Stay tuned.